Alright, we are back. It's Robert Breaks YouTube. This is episode 2 of a ongoing series. It's going to be called Retcon with Robert. But today, instead of talking about a movie or a line from Funko, I'm going to talk about actually if I were to own Funko, how I would do things, what I would do differently, what I would keep the same, product lines and just business ideas, just things that me personally that I would do if I owned Funko. Obviously the product licenses I wouldn't change. Obviously a good, strong, diverse catalog is essential to any business. Whether it be Funko or Hasbro, things like that. If Hasbro only made Marvel Legends, you're one niche of the company, but they do Marvel, they do Star Wars, they do Transformers, they do endless licenses. So the licenses I wouldn't really touch. But what I would like to see them do is flush them out a little bit more. The one, I don't know if anyone's familiar, I know I am, but familiar with Vinylmations. When you had a wave of Vinylmations, you had 12 figures, 11 that were common and one chase. So I'd like to see them do that. But I mean, if you took a license like Back to the Future, there's a lot of Marty pops and there's a lot of Doc Brown pops. But why couldn't we have Biff or George or Einstein the dog or different variations of those characters through the 3 movies. Same thing with the Karate Kid. You had Johnny, Miyagi, and Daniel. Why not have a Chosen or Mike Barnes or Terry Silver or John Kreese? Have more than just 1 or 2 characters from a movie or a TV show. Because for me, if I were to collect the Karate Kid pops, I'd have 3. I'd have Johnny, Miyagi, but what about my other favorite characters from the movie? A lot of people have that special character that they want to connect with that makes them want to go out and buy this. I have a connection with this pop because it's one of my favorite episodes of South Park, or I have a connection with this pop because it's one of my favorite wrestlers growing up, or I have a connection with this pop because the character is funny in Toy Story 4. So, a more diverse character base in each license would be great. They do, they're perfect with it with Masters of the Universe and Star Wars. They kill it with with all the little hidden characters and the little smaller characters. But other franchises I think that could really benefit from that, they should explore that. How many Thanos pops do you really need? How many Deadpools do we really need? How many? I'm not saying don't make them, but when you come out with a pops for a movie and you only come out with 2, why bother? To a certain extent, why bother? Why not create a few more characters, or wait till the movie comes out and see how it's received, and then make the pops? That's what I would do a little bit differently. But let's roll back a little bit. From a corporate standpoint, I would they have the headquarters is in Everett. I would have a headquarters and then have flagship stores, but where they would be is centrally located for everyone. You take, you have your destination store, which is your headquarters, but then you have flagship stores kind of centered around like the Southwest, the Midwest, the Southeast, and the Northeast. So I mean, it doesn't have to be New York, Miami, Chicago, um, you know, L.A. I mean, it could be, in like Arizona or in Texas or in Georgia or somewhere like that. It doesn't have to be New York City. I mean, New York City would definitely be one that I think the Funko store in New York City would do really well. I definitely also think a Funko store in LA might do pretty well. And then again, Midwest, I would say probably somewhere in the Texas area would be a pretty good location to have one. And then, like I said, the Northeast would be New York. I mean, you'd even throw in a fifth one for, like just like the Texas is a little south for the people in like Chicago, so you put another one somewhere in the middle of there as well. And then, I mean, I live in Georgia, so I'd love to have one here. But I mean, you have a lot of medium-sized cons in the area, so why not do Georgia? Because you can hit Alabama, Tennessee, um, Florida, the Carolinas, that have a lot of great cons. You put one there. But then to do one better, I would encourage the flagship stores to have like, a massive trading event, maybe 1, 2, 3 times a year, to invite everyone from that area to come in and trade. Disney did that pretty well, and they still do first, to a certain extent with pin trading. Disneyland does it and Disney World does it, and then Disneyland Paris does it as well. You get the collectors and you put them all in one place for a long, a 3 or 4 day weekend. Nothing but trading. I mean, just imagine how big it could be, and you have it in 4 or 5 different areas. And another thing that the flagship stores would have would be an exclusive, just to that area. It could be, you use the Freddy Funko as a base, and then, I guess as the sports seasons change, you could have like a, Chicago Bulls Freddy Funko, or a New England Patriots Freddy Funko, and do it once it, football season, Northwest, Northeast, you pick a team that, that year would be, Freddy Funko. Next year would be the Giants. Next year would be the Eagles. Next year would be the Buffalo Bills. You make it special to your area. So again, as far as corporate wise, like I said, you have the main HQ where everyone wants to go. That way you can, that would be treated as kind of like, I don't want to say the Mecca, but that would be where the collectors ultimately want to go. Much like, people travel to California and go to the pop shops. People travel to New York and go to pop shops there. Be the same thing. You can travel to the regional, but then you go home. You go back to where it all began. Some product lines that I would like to see more expanded that haven't. I've already mentioned a couple: Back to the Future, Karate Kid, but even beyond movies, sports-wise, I would love to see Funko do a program with colleges. I know they're coming out with the football. I think it's like 4 or 5 of the school mascots. But why not have a special deal with Funko to where you can have a Funko Pop of your college? Like I went to a smaller college in New York, Iona College. Funko will never make a pop from my college. But what if Funko says, "Hey, Iona, we want, we're gonna make a pop for you, just for you to sell on campus, sell at sporting events, and just go from there. I think that would be kind of cool. Um, you know, because again, not everyone went to or goes to a Alabama or Georgia or Michigan State or Washington or wherever else. So it'd be not cool to have a piece of where you went to school. I mean, if you're fortunate to go to Alabama or one of those schools, and that's cool. I'm not saying anything bad about it. All right, so we've covered corporate. Um, Again, talking more licensing. Again, the main thing that I look at as a collector, and I know a lot of people have voiced their opinions on this, is exclusivity. How do you make a pop more exclusive? What if they only did one run? What if they took, I'm just grabbing for the pile I have right here. What if they took this Krampus and said, we're going to make 15,000. We're going to distribute them to, to the stores. And when it sells out, it sells out. And that's that. That would kind of make it more exclusive. I mean, and 15,000 sounds like a lot, but it really isn't. You can even do smaller runs, or if you do, for me, Chase. I don't want to say 1 in 36, but I think like 1 in 24 would be a good number. Because 1 in 6, I mean, quite honestly, most of the chases are not worth much more than retail, or even less than retail in some cases. And yeah, I'm looking at you, Dohan Davis and Pord, and probably the Five Nights at Freddy chases. I don't collect them, so I don't know. But bring it up to 1 in 24, or even stagger them. Imagine if you had like let's say a Simpsons run, 12 characters. Let's say the chase is Homer. What if the chase? What if you had a 1 in 24 chase, and then what if you had a 1 in 36? That was kind of a variant, because one thing that Disney did with the Vinylmations is you had the chase, and then you had a variant chase, or sometimes they had a variant chase. So what if, you took this, again, this Krampus chase, this was the chase in that 12 character run. What if you had it, the regular was 1 in 24, and this is 1 in 36? To make things more exclusive. It's no surprise that the original chases that are 1 in 36 are worth some money. Again, I'm not saying that pops that have been created recently are not worth money, because obviously they are. But just what if? And then for like con exclusives, they should be just that, con exclusives. If you paid the couple hundred, couple thousand to go to SDCC, and you waited in line for 3 to 4 hours for a I'm just trying to think of one. If you waited online for Carl and Ellie, sorry for the Magoo close up there, but you waited in line for this. You waited 4 hours for this con exclusive sticker right there. You should be rewarded. Why should I, who stayed at home and just stayed up till 12:30 and got lucky to buy one? Or the same thing, do a limited run as a shared exclusive. Again, you go into Hot Topic, you go into Box Lunch, you go into GameStop, ThinkGeek, Barnes & Noble, FYE, Books A Million. You go into all these stores, and you always see that 1 or 2 con exclusives that did not sell. and they sit there for weeks and months and sometimes even years. Yes, I'm staring at you, Peppermint Patty. You stood there for way too long. So to correct that, if you do 5,000, you do, let's say, 3,000 at the con and 2,000 distributed nationwide. Again, it's the thrill of the hunt. You watch hunt videos, Jetta and Greg Cook, and the hunt video has kind of, in the last year that I've been watching YouTube and doing YouTube, has pretty much gone away. I mean, some people do. I mean, Top Pops does it, but most of it is mystery boxes, where the hunt, I mean, it's, at that point you're not hunting, you're just chasing, and you're hoping that, Toy Tokyo sends you a grail, or, Spastic Pop sends you a grail, Again, it makes for great content. Again, I'm not saying that the mystery videos are bad, but I think it's fun to get out there and hunt, on a Saturday, or, after work you drive by and see if that latest pop is out, or you find a chase in the morning at Target when you're supposed to be at work or something, but, get back to hunting and not pre-ordering and not chasing, chasing the grails through mystery boxes. Again, I'm not knocking mystery boxes. I'm not knocking mystery box companies. I am not knocking mystery box YouTubers. I am not knocking any of that. I am just saying, if you made things more exclusive, the hunt, that would be better content. Instead of walking into Target and you seeing 45, Target exclusive Captain Crunch, or 36, 10-inch baby nifflers. What if you find that 1 in 36 chase at your Target on video? That would be awesome. I mean, it's kind of sad when some exclusives are worth more and more sought after than chases are. So, again, my plan, you have the run, whether it's 6, 12, 9, pick the number. You have one character that is the chase, and then from there you do a chase variant. Why not? You have the same mold, you just paint it a little bit different. This should have been the 1 in 36 Chase Cartman, and the other Cartman is just him with, Clive Fraud in his hand. It's just a repaint. It's not hard. But, again, I know that Funko wants to make money, and that's why they're, mass-producing pops more now than they did in the past. But it's just for the exclusivity purposes, I would love to see that happen. Another thing, how would you handle pops that have been in stores for months, even a year, and not moved? Damaged pops that come in via shipment or customer return. What I would love to see happen, and I think it would be a good PR move, after, let's say, 6 months, someone from Funko comes out and assesses the display and the back stuff. I mean, if you still have stuff from like Road 1 on your shelf, get rid of it. But how would you get rid of it? Would you give it to the employees? Let the employees kind of stash them away and buy them for $2? No. I would give the store an incentive to donate those pops to children's hospitals, or orphanages, or something like that. Give back to your community, even if you do it like twice a year. Like back to school and then the holidays, and that would be too close together. But if you did it in like the summertime and then the wintertime, that would be a good thing to do. Again, you're talking about profits and losing, but at the end of the day, if I'm gonna bring it back at if this ducky sits on the shelf for over a year unsold, it's gonna be marked down to about cost and then below cost. So the stores are losing money one way or another. Why not, have Funko come in, and even if Funko gave them the $2 a pop to donate them to charity, do that. Because it freshens the display. So you're gonna move pops and to make more money. I mean, does nothing drives me more crazy than going to Target and you see the same pops from 6 months ago, 7 months ago, a year ago, and nothing makes me even worse than you find that pop that you've been looking for, and it looks like it got shipped, from Popcorn with Flips, or it looks like it looks like Amazon shipped it. That's something I would try to cover is Funko as a company is a company that is built for the collectors by the collectors. What if Funko went to these distribution centers and trained the employees on how to ship? And what if they graded the employees or the companies based on that? You don't have to walk in there and say, if you monitor YouTube, you monitor Facebook, you monitor Instagram. Does we're gonna post, hey, I got this pop from Bob's Lunch and it was shipped great, or I got this pop from GameStop and it looks like trash. If Funko sees enough of that, they may not give you an exclusive for a while. That's another thing. Not everything has to be an exclusive, but again, it's good to have exclusives, because there are people who don't have a Bob's Lunch in the area, or they do. If you put a pop that's sought after in an area where, let's say, we don't have an FYE around here. Again, the trade winds are blowing because people are going to look to trade. People are going to look to buy secondary market. People order them in. Builds a little bit of a just way to communicate with collectors. You go into the Facebook groups. Your local ones are great. Hey, this. The Target over on Main Street had a restock. You run over there and you find a pop. Or, oh my God, Hot Topic is opening an hour early tomorrow. And then you go and you meet people and you talk to people. You make new friends. But the groups I enjoy are just the ones where you just hang out and talk. You talk about pops. You talk about other pop, pop culture, stuff. I'm a part of Jetta's Patrol, great group. The Gasselcast, fantastic group. I love the banter that we have in there and the questions that they ask every day. It's refreshing when you can jump on Facebook and you have a place to talk about stuff that you love. Funko or Hot Toys or Marvel Legends or whatever the case may be. I implore you guys, join these groups. What I'm going to ask here is, if you have a Facebook group that you enjoy, put it in the comments below. I'm always looking for new Facebook groups to join. It doesn't have to be a YouTuber base. It doesn't have to be someone's YouTube channel. Just just a channel in general that you, or a channel, a group that you enjoy. Let me know. Oh my God, I'm at 25 minutes. But well then, all right. So we've covered the corporate structure, how I would do it. We covered exclusivity. We've covered how I would handle clearance and out of date pops. All right, the community as a whole. I said it earlier that these regional bases would have meetups and trade events and stuff like that. Again, that's I would do the same thing with YouTube. I would invite the YouTubers out to the headquarters, twice a year. Just kind of give them an inside scoop on, what's going on at Funko, what's coming out at Funko. Hey, we built this new area, or we redesigned this area. Because Disney does that, and it works. If any of you guys are Disney freaks like I am, you watch Tim Tracker, you watch the Main Street Mouse, you watch Spokesman, you watch a lot of the YouTubers and Instagrammers, Disney Food Blog, all those guys. They get to go to Disney events to cover them. Same thing with Funko. If there's if Funko's going to be in town for a con, invite the local YouTubers out. Hey, come on out and hang out, and get yourself some content. And it doesn't have to just be the 20, 30, 40, 50, 100,000 YouTube subscriber channels. It could be the smaller channels too. Why not? Because it's free advertising. All you've given me to come out to your event is a ticket. So that's what I would do. I would allow the YouTube community, the Instagram community, the Facebook community to come together and have fun. So again, and then you get to a certain point, you have Funko sponsored channels, and again, it could be the channel that has 300 million subscribers, or it could be the channel that has 300 subscribers. You give everyone on that plateau a chance. Why not? But I think the 30 minutes is about enough. If you made it this long, I want to thank you. I hope I touched on some. Oh, we created the company. Let's talk about some products. 30 minutes in, but again, the Funko, the 4-inch. Honestly, you need the sizing is fine. 4, 6, and 10, perfect. But what I would love to see happen is pair them together. A 10-inch and a 6-inch, 6-inch and a 4-inch, 4-inch and a 10-inch. I enjoyed the pop rides. I don't think everything needs to be a ride, but if it's something that makes sense, do it. The pop towns are cool. I don't own any yet, only because they've just come out, but there's so many I would love to see. I've said it till I'm blue in the face. I want one of two from Back to the Future. Either the Plot Tower or Biff's Casino from Back to the Future 2. Those two need to be made. Disney, you can make a fortune off these. You can do Haunted Mansion, you can do the actual ride structure for Space Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain, Splash Mountain. It's a small world. You can recreate the buildings at Disney, and what Disney nerd does not want to buy them all? what Disney nerd would not want to have a lot of the buildings and create, because they do it with the train set. Disney has a monorail set, and Disney also has Spaceship Earth and the contemporary, the castle play sets, and I've seen people do it. Funko needs to get on that right now. And when you do it, Funko, you heard it from me first. I want Disney ride structures. Another one to throw out there. Tower of Terror. That would be awesome to see. You do a bellhop, and the tower would be awesome. So this would be the true test to who actually watched the full video, the full 30 some odd minutes. Tell me you don't agree with me on that. I want a hashtag I do not agree. Because you can do structures from Disney, you can do structures from anywhere. You can do, even just national landmarks. Statue of Liberty, Sears Tower, Willis Tower, anything. Washington Monument, I don't care. Funko opened up Pandora's box with the towns, and I'm kicking it down. But anyway, I am Robert. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you are not subscribed to me, A, why aren't you? And B, just push the red button. At the very least, do that. Just subscribe to me. Give me a chance to earn your admiration. If you are subscribed, throw up a like. Let me know you were here. Throw me a like. And then hit that bell so you know when I'm dropping new stuff. Like I've said in the past, I am back. I'm going to be doing videos. Maybe not daily like I have been in the last couple days, but we're definitely going to do some videos, and we're going to get some different content out for you just like this. I'm still writing down my notes from D23, but we'll do a video this week on D23. So be on the lookout for that. Again, I am Robert. Thank you very much for staying to the end of this video. Officer Cartman here says respect my authority. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.